Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This video was a kind of a translated version, I would say, from my previous videos which I did to the channel regarding the weight loss. So why I'm doing this video was that I had a tremendous journey over the past 5 to 6 months, I would say, and I have earned a very good result out of my uh, process and the methods I have followed, and I was able to gain somewhat important a life goal which I was not even imagined. So that's why I thought, okay, I will do a kind of a video series in order to help my friends and my family and my the closest people, whoever who is interested uh, to change their life in terms of their health, their fitness, and their productivity. So, when it comes to uh, the goals, I would say my story is more important than telling you the uh, results. So, to start off with the story, what I did was, no, before that, what happened to me was when in February 2021, I was a little bit worried about my health and uh, my body weight, I would say, and I have increased the BMI value, which was expected to my height, and I was weighing around 112 kgs. The more importantly, that I was not knowing that I have reached the 112 kilograms. Since I was going for my renewal of the driving license, they have measured my weight and they said, "Oh, you have 112 kgs," which made me a little bit confused. And I thought, okay, no, it's not going to be the life that hereafter I would have to change it somehow. So I thought I will have to find some alternative method or some kind of a different system to achieve my life goals and also to reduce my weight from what I am having right now. So then I searched in the internet and I found a method called the intermittent fasting. Of course, I had a friend of mine who was a psychologist, and he given me some tips and tricks to enhance my capabilities in terms of doing kind of dieting or a fasting system. Some kind of the mentality was really important when you start it. So he gave me some tips and tricks, and then I started searching all these methods of how to reduce my weight without doing much of exercises and without affecting my uh, current lifestyle. So I found this intermittent fasting was very useful, and I thought, okay, I'll try this out. So the first 2 3 days was a little hard for me. What I did was, in intermittent fasting we have several methods, but I followed specifically 18 and 6 hours, which is we have 24 hours in the day and we are dividing it to two parts, which is 18 and 6. So the 18 is which you are going to do the fasting, and the 6 which you are taking your meals. So very simply, I did that split of the 24 hours, and then I started doing it. Also, since my lipid profile was not that good, and my doctors were saying you are not really good with your lipid profile, and you have to do something on that. Then I thought, okay, I will reduce some sort of unhealthy foods and go into some healthy food habits as well, along with this intermittent fasting system. So my wife was supporting me, and she was preparing me some whole grain chapatis and whole grain bread and a lot of healthy sandwiches. So I was eating them and I was enjoying that food. At the same time, my one of my doctors whom I was consulting, has told me, reduce the number of carbohydrates, the amount of carbohydrates that you are taking. Just divide your plate into four parts, equal four parts, and take one part of that filled with carbohydrate, the rest with vegetables, proteins, and other vitamin enriched, vitamin rich fresh salads or something. So I did that routine. I started that routine as well, and the intermittent fasting on the other side. Now I'm showing you how I was before I started this intermittent fasting and all these, the dieting and the habits of doing the exercises or whatever, all these process. This is how I was looking at that time. Just imagine 112 kilograms. My height is 6 foot and 2 inches to be exact, and the amount of kilos that I should have in my body was somewhere around 80 to 85, I would say, to have the healthier range. So I was weighing more than 30 kilograms to my BMI value. So what I did was I started the intermittent fasting, and at the same time I did some kind of a small exercises. I started that routine. I woke up at 5 o'clock, sometimes 6 o'clock. I'm going for a walk of 5 kilometers every day. Sometimes in some weeks I won't be able to go for that every day due to various reasons, but I'm making sure that I'm at least doing it for 3 to 4 days per week minimum. So then what I did, I was working for 5 kilometers and doing some small physical training exercises which make you sweat and make you feel that you are doing some kind of exercises. And then I'm going for my healthy meal plan, kind of the low carbs, high protein, high vegetable kind of a meal. And then I'm having my first meal at 10 o'clock in the day, I mean in the morning, and then I'm having my lunch and dinner all together, a combined meal at around 4 o'clock. So since my lifestyle was I'm an entrepreneur and I have no office work, which I'm doing kind of a freelance work in terms of my pay job. So I was able to gain kind of a free time in order to maximize this. So from 10 to 4 I'm not eating anything, beg your pardon, from 10 to 4 I'm having my meals. In between that I will not have any snacks or anything extra, just water or even some uncolored fresh kind of lime juice or a lemon juice or orange juice I'm taking, it also natural. And at 4 o'clock I'm having my second meal for the day, and after that I'm not having any meal. Believe guys, this is where I started. My results were amazing. I was wearing the waist size of 44 at that time. Believe me or not, now I am wearing 36, 35. I have reduced almost 21 kilograms for the last 5 months, and I'm still on the process, and I'm trying to reach the 85, 84, which is my BMI, the desired BMI. And that makes sense. Like I'm focusing on mostly on the meal planning and also the intermittent fasting. So the best thing was when I was starting this system in February 2021, the lipid profile said that I have a very bad level of lipids, around 300, 320 bad cholesterols, and the ratio was around 8.5 bad to good cholesterols. And I had some fatty liver also, the level 2 fatty liver. I'm showing you now my recent lipid profile after 5 months. You can see the difference. I have reduced a significant amount of bad cholesterols, and I have came down from I have came from fatty liver level 2, almost reversed it to the desired level. So even my doctors was amazed, like they were asking, how did you do that? I said, I was doing intermittent fasting and I was doing some exercises and I am planning my meals. I am taking only the healthy meals. They said, wonderful. Just teach others also, like how you are doing this, what are the challenges you had, Guys, the challenges are everywhere. In the first 2-3 weeks, it was very difficult. Nobody was thinking that I'm going to achieve it, because I was that big, and I couldn't imagine how it was. The best and the most funniest thing happened to me was 1 month back, before I published this video. I have gone for a grooming session, and I took this picture, which is now on the screen, and I put this in my social media accounts, and all of my friends, even some, some old friends, and friends on the Facebook or even the Instagram, they were calling me over the messenger or the WhatsApp. They are calling me and asking, hey, how did you do that? I ask, what? No, you have changed a lot. Is there anything wrong with you, or you had any kind of a diabetic or something? How did you lose that much of weight? I said, okay, I was doing this. So the calls were enormous. I couldn't even control. Sometimes I was answering to one, and there's another one on the queue. So I thought, okay, I'll do some videos and I'll share with the people whom I care to, and anybody who's willing to change their life. So this is how I was earlier and how I am now, and this is the comparison. And this is my lovely wife, and she was also supporting me. She said, okay, I will also do some workouts with you. Let's plan the meals, and let's do the intermittent fasting, and let's do some exercises as well. And she was also reduced around 8 to 9 kilograms from what she was, and she also achieved the BMI. So guys, it was quite a different story. I know I was doing it very quickly, but I wanted to share you that nothing is impossible if you just have the will and the courage to achieve it, and just the right guidelines. I must recall one of the doctors I was referring to over the internet was Dr. Jason Fung, and Dr. Jason Fung's tutorials were very good, and he was kind of a very generous doctor, and all the knowledge what he has is spreading the good word through the YouTubes, and you can refer his videos every time. Just remember, the key points on this video is that you need to divide your 24 hours into two. Of course, the first part has to be higher than the second part. It both should not be equal or less. That means the first part, if you are taking, let's say for example, 16 hours, the second part should be 8. Obviously, you have 8 only once you take the 16. And if it is 8, you have another 6 hours remaining. And there are some people who are doing the OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, which I have never tried because it was a little difficult to maintain with 1 meal. But if you can, that's also a good option. You try that, and you may be able to achieve it. I'm now showing you some of my results I have captured through my mobile app on how I started and how I achieved my goals. This is how I was with my weight when I was starting it, and this is how I am now, which is I have reached the 89 to 90 kilograms in 5 months, which was not that easy, and not that, I must say, it's a very very courageous path, but still I was able to achieve it. But I could say to someone that if you pass down the first 2-3 weeks, then the goal is achievable. You can reach it. And at the same time, the intermittent fasting, you don't have to do every day. You can take breaks. You can have a cheat day. Like every week, you can just skip it and say, okay, I'm having 3 meals today. And it may not be a healthy meal. You may go to a dinner, or you may go out with people, and you can enjoy your life. But on next day onwards, you can restart. There's no hard and fast rules saying that you have to follow this amount of days, this amount of time of the week. No, there's nothing like it. The only rule you have to have is when you are fasting on that particular day, you have to divide the 24 hours into 2, which is one part which you are fasting, the other part which you are non-fasting. So that's the only rule. And since I had kind of a bad lipid profile, I was referring to a doctor and controlling my diet. But if you don't have that problem, you don't have to control it. But keep in mind, carbohydrates are not that good for your health. You have to reduce it. Takes more green vegetables and even vitamin-rich vegetables. Meat, of course, you can have meat, you can have fish, no problem. But personally, since one of my beliefs, I never ate beef. But even beef you can eat. There's no issue on that. There's no harm in that. Only thing, the fasting is very important. That time when you are doing the fasting, you have to do it by heart, and the rest of the time you can eat. The next thing which is important is that you have to have adequate amount of water, around 1 to 3 or 4 glasses in that eating period, the non-fasting period, and in the fasting period, the amount that you are feeling hungry, you can have the water. And that will reduce your acidity on the stomach, and it will reduce your unwanted risk of having any gastrological problems. And the other thing is, when you do this, your anatomy will slightly start to change, and you will feel kind of a good relaxation to your body parts. Each and every part would feel that. Your legs, your arms, your neck, your head, your chest, everywhere. It feels that, okay, I'm doing something and I'm feeling the good of it. So if you have time for a meditation, kind of a yoga or something, I suggest you can do that as well. But with your lifestyle, if it's so busy you won't be able to do that, then no harm. Just concentrate on the food and do some regular small exercises, around 5-kilometer walk every 2 or 3 days in the week, or even minimum 3 days are necessary. And even you don't have to go for a gym, but if you have the facility for it, you can go for it. So that's it. So that's how I achieved 20 kg goal within 5 months. So if you like my video, hit subscribe, and if you like it, just put a thumbs up. And all of my the self-development, life motivation videos are coming up, so you can subscribe me. I'm an entrepreneur. I do my freelance work based in Colombo, and I'm working on most of the productivity development and self-development area. So you can subscribe and watch my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get the future notification. See you on the next video. Until then, have a safe life.